I'm a member of the European Parliament, and a big part of my work is being visible online. And I remember very well the first time one of my speeches went viral. That was great, except it had probably nothing to do with my ideas on food policy, but thanks to some very powerful air conditioning, my nipples were showing. And you won't believe how many men commented, saying that I had 2 great points and that my speech was stimulating. Imagine 500 men all making the same 2 jokes, and I can just see them sit on their couch, laugh while they type this message. Now, this might seem funny or innocent, but unfortunately, it is not. Because women suffer from more serious incidents all the time. Hate speech, cyberbullying, pornographic deepfakes, grooming, the list goes on. And these consequences are real. So with today's talk, I have one aim: to start the next wave of feminism, a digital wave of feminism. Let's set the scene for a bit. Lately, we have been confronted with some of the most horrific online misogyny. Put her in a bikini was an online trend beginning of this year. Deepfake bikini photos were made of women on the AI tool of X, on Grok. And these photos were uploaded online for everyone to see. They were photos of women, but also of girls. To make an image like this, you only need to take a screenshot, you upload it online, and you make a woman do whatever you want. You can make her bend over, give her a forced smile, or add blood. And all of this was done. By January 8th of this year, as many as 6,000 bikini demands were made. Not in total, no, per hour. And as I said, all of these images were uploaded for the whole world to see. And I'm addressing this because these actions have real-life consequences. There is no longer a line between the online world and the offline world. They have real consequences. And they have really consequences mainly for women and girls. And some of you here might think, but what about men? Are men not victims too? Certainly. Too often they get blackmailed with nude pictures, either fake or real, for money. But after working on this topic for a while in the European Parliament, I have learned that online violence is not gender neutral. Women and girls get targeted much more often. 99% of deepfakes target women. So let's zoom in for a bit on the facts on both women and girls. So let's start with girls. But I want to do so with a question. By a show of hands, who here is active on social media? Yes, almost everyone, I would say. And just like you, 95% of teenagers are active online. And it's mainly girls who spend most time online. And we also know that being online more often is related to mental health issues, such as eating disorders. It also makes sense once you know that TikTok targets girls every 8 minutes with content related to eating disorders. Every 8 minutes. And a third of teenage girls says when they go online on Instagram, while they feel bad about their bodies, Instagram makes them feel worse. I want to share a story with you, a short story of a girl to show you how severe these consequences can be and how real the consequences can be. It's a story of Nicole. Nicole is a 21-year-old girl from Ireland. She got bullied, both in real life and online, very much. It was very severe. And at one moment, the bullying became so extreme that she did not see a way out anymore. She took her own life. Her mom, Jackie, visited us in Parliament a while ago. Jackie now dedicates her life into making cyberbullying illegal, and with success. Thanks to her, Ireland introduced a law that makes cyberbullying a crime. And when Jackie addressed us in Parliament, it was the first time that I sat there and just cried. The second main target group of this online assault are women in public and political roles. Think of journalists, activists, politicians. And if you look at the numbers, then these numbers speak volume. A survey from 2018 shows that 76% of female politicians under 40 have experienced online assaults. One of these women is Nika. Nika is a political activist and she campaigns for safe and accessible abortions everywhere in Europe. And one day she found out that there were deepfake videos of her made and put online. Deepfake videos of her crying, deepfake videos of her showering in money, and deepfake videos of her in different sexual scenes. To make it worse, she found out that her grandparents had seen these videos. And she explained them. These videos were fake. But they couldn't understand how they looked so real. And the fear she saw in their eyes stayed with her for a long time. Now, as a politician myself, I fortunately did not have to go through what Nika has gone through, but I've had my fair share of online assaults as well. And I have learned that because of all these online assaults that target women, women are actively pushed out of the political debate, out of the public debate. This is yet another hurdle for them to speak up, because they get afraid of being digitally abused. Okay, you might wonder what causes all this violence. Is it men? Are men to blame? Well, to be honest, it's not that easy. It is mostly men who do create this content and upload it. It is men who run the tech platforms. But there's also a deeper layer to it. It has everything to do with the way that social media platforms work, with how algorithms work. Did you ever watch a video and notice that your entire feed immediately seemed to change? Yes, right? I think everyone noticed this. You watch a video on, let's say, Finnish sauna culture, and suddenly you get nothing but sauna tips. Or 10 mistakes you're probably making in a sauna and number 9 might shock you. Or why going into a sauna is an essential part of your daily skin routine. Well, this is not a coincidence. This is exactly how algorithms work. They want to keep us engaged. And content that sparks humanization, polarization, sexualization do extremely well. They get boosted most and simultaneously spark most engagement. So outrage, sexualization, polarization do well. And the system doesn't care whether your content is positive or negative, only that you react to it. So if someone watches or comments on a sexist post, it is noticed as interest. And what happens more, it is shown more of the same. And a while ago, I was on a bus, and this is a story that illustrates very well what is happening. It was early morning, I was traveling to work, I was a bit bored, and I was speaking at someone else's phone. This person was scrolling through recommended videos on TikTok. And we mostly saw videos of half-naked women, of course. But then suddenly there was this video of this cute animated animal. And this person paused to watch. And surprised as I watched I looked at the face attached to the scrolling thumb. And I saw that it was a boy of only 9 years old. So all this boy wanted to do was to look at cute animated videos. But he was bombarded with these sexualized videos, all brought to him by his algorithm. And this demonstrates how boys, teenagers, are getting drawn into narratives that teach them dominance, sexism, how feminism has gone too far. Teenagers, still finding out who they are, what their place is in the world, get tips from influencers from the so-called manosphere about how to provide for a woman or how to achieve great financial success when you're still young. And all these beliefs and all these videos have an impact on boys. And bit by bit, it will be harder for them to create healthy views on relationships, on women, on gender norms. And some of you might think that it's not that bad yet, that it might be still okay. Well, I'm afraid for those who think this, that I must let you down. To put it bluntly, the younger generation of men is more sexist than the older generation of men. And here are some numbers to prove it. Some numbers about Gen Z men. 1/3 of Gen Z men believes that a woman should obey her husband. a third that a woman should obey her husband. Another third believes that men make better leaders than women. And 15% believes that it's okay to slap your partner. To slap your partner. These social norms and beliefs that are created are most of all problematic for women, but for boys as well. There's this pressure on them to provide for a woman to achieve this great financial achievement. And because of this, there's also a growing number of boys that struggle with mental health issues. I know that this is a lot of heavy content, a lot of heavy stuff. So maybe after this you might feel a bit powerless or negative, which I can understand. But fortunately, you don't have to be. There are solutions that can make the life of people like Nika, the life of Nicole, the life of the boy on the bus better. We are not powerless. Feminist movements before us, because this is still feminist talk, have shown us that positive change is possible. They have brought to us the right to vote, the right to abortion, intersectionality, the Me Too movement, so much more. And we can learn from them. Right now, it is time to start the next wave of feminism, a digital one. And its success will be that we reshape the internet for equality. And it's actually, if you look at it, pretty easy to do. I have 3 solutions for you, and they're not rocket science. The first, you cannot change a system that is broken without changing its codes. So the algorithms, the social media platforms that we use every day are not built for equality. They're built to maximize engagement. But instead, these social media platforms should be safe by design. Algorithms can be trained to stop harm instead of accelerate it. And AI can also be built to recognize gender-based violence and to even delete it after detecting it. Content moderation, if you organize this well, is a great start for a safe online life. And these Nudify apps that I talked about, we should ban them. Not just in Europe, but all over the world. Second, you cannot change a system that radicalizes men without involving men. And this all starts with education. From a young age, young people should be taught media literacy, AI literacy, digital literacy, how to think critically of how algorithms work. But also, they should be taught norms about gender, about healthy relationships, healthy masculinity. If you do this well, then I hope, to all the men here, and the next generation, you don't have to fall for the manosphere, but you can be our allies. Third and last one, you cannot change a system that harms women without involving women. Women should be at the table where these platforms are created. And right now, women are underrepresented in tech jobs, which might explain why their perspectives are taken less into account. So let's make sure that women know this career path. Let's upskill them, reskill them if necessary, so they are part of the digital transformation. This is all low-hanging fruit. It is all possible if society demands it. So I would say, let's do so. I want to finish this talk, and I want to leave you with this message. You have a role to play. Be mindful of what you say online, which voices you boost, what you share. Start conversation with your family, with your friends, your community, because awareness begins with us. And most importantly, I invite you to join this next digital wave of feminism. And we can reshape the internet. Because I have a dream that one day I will not be judged by the content of my bra, but by the substance of my ideas. Thank you.